Okay, Clayton, tell me about yourself.
Hey, so I'm currently a student at Utah Valley University. I'm currently studying business management. I'm kind of going into business management because I really want to be my own boss. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I feel like I would fit that role pretty well just because I'm very punctual and I'm very creative, and I feel like I'd have a lot to offer in that field.
Awesome, okay. So, what was the most useful criticism you ever received from an immediate supervisor? How did you embrace that feedback and achieve a positive outcome?
There was one time when my sales were a little low in the week, and my supervisor sat me down, gave me some tips and pointers on how to improve my sales. And it was kind of hard to accept at the time, but overall, it helped me improve my sales, and I'm very grateful for that.
Awesome, okay, okay. So, what do you feel you have to offer above the average employee when it comes to accomplishing your daily responsibilities and goals? And could you share a specific example?
Yeah, so I like to take my responsibilities and goals first. They are my top priority, and I feel like that's very beneficial to me. There's been times when my buddies want to go out and skate or go hike, and I have school to do, and I'm not able to go out with them because I know that school is a greater responsibility, and that's something I need to take care of first.
Awesome, okay. So, tell me about a time when you didn't agree with a corporate strategy or an initiative. What was the strategy? Why didn't you agree with it? What did you do?
There was a time when I was working at one of my jobs when I was younger, and they went ahead and changed the way that we handled certain situations with customers. We kind of had to just pass them on to another supervisor, I guess you could say, and it never really ended well. It resulted in a lot of negative feedback from the customers. But I just tried my best to build value with them and let them know that we really heard them and we really cared about their issues and made sure to get it resolved in the best way possible.
Awesome. Okay. So every sales organization subscribes to a certain sales model. Describe for me one of your most recent sales model. What do you feel is the most important step in the sales model and the least important?
With the current sales model that we use at my current occupation, we really like to build value on the call. As we build value with the customer, they think that we are listening to them and that we actually hear their wants and needs. And I feel like that's probably the most important part of the sales flow. But one of the least important things I would say would be information dumping. I do believe that it is important to go ahead and inform them of everything that they're going to be purchasing and all the agreements. But I feel when you information dump too much, then the customer kind of gets overwhelmed and they're not able to make a clear decision at that point.
Okay. Okay. So, what does business ownership mean to you? Give an example of when you were most successful at it in your prior roles. Give an example of when you fell short as a business owner, and why did you fall short? What did you learn from that experience?
There was a time in my recent years where I had a few employees that had to quit the job due to certain reasons, whether it be family or school or whatever. So we kind of had to make do with the employees we had and the resources that we had. So what we did was we changed the scheduling to make sure that we could accomplish all of our goals within the week with the employees that we had. We kind of just made it work with what we had and gave it our all.
Awesome. Okay. So, tell me about your most recent business plan. How was it organized and implemented? Describe a time when you took it upon yourself to make a change to your business plan, and what was the change, and why did you make it?
So with my business plan, I kind of started from the bottom, excuse me, and I had an idea, and then after that, I kind of made a step-by-step process on how I was going to complete that plan. And one of the issues where I had to change my plan was with COVID, actually. And as COVID was an unexpected thing for most of the world here, we had to adapt, and that was one of the biggest changes we had to make with our business plan.
Okay. Okay. So, describe a time when you elevated the level of a value you brought to a customer over time. How did you accomplish this?
In my recent years, I worked with a security company where a woman got her car broken into late at night. She was very upset about it, and so what I did with her was let her know that we were here for her and that we wanted to make sure that her car and her family was protected. So we made sure to get a security device that would, allow her car to be secure at night without her having to worry. And so I let her know how this equipment works and what we would do for her in the case of another break-in. And she actually was very relieved and hasn't had any break-ins since.
Awesome. Okay. So also, if you could go ahead and describe to me your level of competitiveness, excuse me. Tell me about a specific situation where your competitiveness helped you achieve better results than your peers.
Yeah, there's actually a time in my current occupation where they are pretty competitive with the sales. So what they do is there's the top four reps on the sales floor get a little incentive or a bonus at the end of each quarter. And I had never reached that point before. So my goal was to go ahead and reach the top four salesmen on the floor. And I really just pushed myself to be the best I could be. And eventually I did reach the top four.
There we go. Okay. Can you recall a time that you were less than pleased with your performance, and if so, what did you do about it?
Yeah, there was a time when my sales were a little low in the week. I knew that they could have been higher and there were things that I can improve on. So I took it upon myself to go talk to my supervisor and ask for some tips and pointers on how to improve my sales. And we ended up listening to a couple of my calls and we found a couple of things that I could improve on. And ever since, my sales have been going upwards.
All right. Well, this has been great, Clayton. Do you have any further questions for us?
Yeah, I was just wondering, do you guys have any benefits that you offer with the company, whether it be 401k or paid time off or insurance? Like, what's all included?
Yeah, we got 401k, paid time off, and whatnot. You'll get a whole pamphlet and whatnot, and we go ahead and get you on and whatnot. I can send that to you tonight, actually, so you can look over that.
Okay,
But
awesome.
yeah, we have everything you can think of. So
Cool. Well, I am a very reliable person and I'm very hardworking, and I feel like I would be a very good role for this position, and I hope to hear from you guys soon.
it's fantastic. Hey, well, we will be in touch. I
Awesome.
appreciate
Thank
your
you.
time.
Have a good one.